Should you go to college? Is college worth it? For a child to grow up into a self-sufficient adult, there are some stages that they have to go through. It starts with getting the basics in place, learning how to feed yourself, how to go to the bathroom on your own, and how to maintain personal hygiene by showering and brushing your teeth every day. Once these are set, it's now time for the toddler to understand how to interact with the world through the cultivation of socially acceptable behaviors. Part of this is done at home, where the guardians give guidance on what to do when the child is presented with different situations. Children also learn about the world by observing adults around them, as well as their peers. However, simply learning how to interact with other people is not enough these days, unless, of course, you do not need money. To make a living, more often than not, you'll need papers that show you got some form of education, or at the least that you're literate and can do basic math. Some career paths require a little more than basic reading and simple calculations, which is why there are higher levels of education for anyone interested in learning a specific skill, like engineering or so on. And this brings us to our topic today. Is college worth it? Should you go to college? It's almost a given that as soon as you learn to go potty, most children will be sent to school to get an economically viable education. From kindergarten through high school, we're taught that the end goal is to get a degree that would get us a well-paying job that will set us for life. But some of the richest and most successful people of our time, including Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, and Steve Jobs, did not complete their college education. And if you're aspiring to be like one of these gentlemen, it might make sense to skip college altogether and get straight to building your future. But before we continue, are you subscribed to our channel? What are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so you never miss any of our videos. Now let's continue. So, before you decide to not go to college, let me tell you about why you should be going to college. First, you get the chance to start on a clean slate without the baggage of friends from high school or your family hovering over you. This is particularly so if you've traveled some distance from where you were raised. It's an opportunity to completely rebrand yourself by adopting new habits and shedding old ones, especially if you feel that you had some less than savvy behaviors in high school. For example, if you are a master procrastinator, you can resolve to master some self-discipline when your classes start. And if you were a bully, you can rebrand yourself into a nice person. More often than not, this clean slate includes new friends and acquaintances. College is set in such a way that there are numerous spaces for interaction among students, including in classes, in the dormitory, in parties, sporting events, and during school plays. In these spaces, you'll meet a bunch of other people from literally all walks of life. You'll enjoy the company of some and barely stand others, but at the end of your 4 years, you'll have learned a lot about how to interact with different people. If you're lucky, you'll leave with friends, solid business contacts, and maybe even your worst enemy. After all, the best stories have villains. Since you spend so much time with them, the friends you make in college will likely stick with you for a very long time. One of them might become your best man or even your husband. Apart from providing the space for you to make friends, going to college also forms the basis for you to build your professional networks. The people you're sitting next to in your class will be in offices, working as interns in a few years. And after some decades, they might have graduated to top management. Being acquainted or even friendly to these classmates will help your career in the long run. Your lecturers and other members of your faculty are also a source of mentorship and guidance since they've been in the field a little longer than you have. Research also shows that college graduates have a higher earning potential than those who haven't been to college. In 2019, for instance, the unemployment rate for those with a college degree in the United States varied between 3.7% in December 2018 and 3.9% in December 2019. On the other hand, those who had a high school diploma had a 4.4% chance of not getting employed. It therefore goes that if you want to increase your chances of landing a job, you should increase your level of education. It's also important to note that the income that's earned by an individual is heavily dependent on their level of education. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, those who have a basic education earn significantly less every week compared to those who went beyond. In 2019, for instance, those with less than a high school diploma earned between $494 and $644 weekly, while those who had graduated took home between $633 and $844. In contrast, those with bachelor's degrees earned between $1,100 and $1,442, while those with a graduate or doctoral degree earned between $1,365 and $1,878. So if you want to be as rich as you can be in your industry, but have no interest in starting and running a successful business, earn a few more degrees. As you can see, college is good for both your social life and your career. That's not all the benefits though. because you can expect to go home with soft skills, such as a good ability to communicate orally and in writing, critical thinking and problem-solving skills, as well as better time management and interpersonal skills. These skills are a side effect of you being to college, rather than something you intentionally go to learn in class. But as shown by the likes of Zuckerberg and Gates, college is not for everyone. Some people do well in class, some not so much. If you're not academically adept, or if your career doesn't require you to sit in a class for 4 years, you don't need to spend the thousands of dollars college is surely going to cost you. Not everyone can become a tenured professor in microbiology. In fact, not a lot of people are interested in such a path. So ask yourself, is college your thing? Are you willing to do 4 years of intense academics? If your intention for pursuing a university education is so that you and your high school friends can hang, or so that you can turn up every day, I'm here to tell you not to bother. In Hollywood, college is sometimes portrayed as an endless frat party, and it can be, but there's hard work to be done as well. And if all you want to do in college is get wasted and party all the time, do yourself the favor and stay at home. Speaking of money, do you have any idea how much it's going to cost you to get your bachelor's? On average, you're going to spend between $25,000 and $50,000 to pay for a degree, depending on whether your college is in-state or outside, public or private, and also depending on the major that you're pursuing. Of course, community college is cheaper, but even that could cost you up to $10,000 annually. Since most students can't afford to pay out of pocket, most have resorted to getting a student loan. Student loans are good, as they help you pay for your tuition, as well as get you the resources you need for classes. However, you will be saddled with it as you start your career, and a good chunk of your income will be dedicated to settling this debt. If you're unsure about the value that college will give you economically, enough to counter the cost of getting the degree, stay away. Finally, and quite importantly, don't go to college if you don't want to. Most high school students are pressured by their parents or by their society's expectations with regard to college. If your motivation for pursuing higher education is so that mommy and daddy don't get angry at you, please don't do it. Your parents might have the best interests in their hearts for you, but only you can figure out what's best for you. In a nutshell, college is great. Other than the outrageous cost, there are so many benefits to getting the right college education. Thank you for watching today. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.